In this video, I want to talk about how to get famous. Everyone wants to know, how can I get famous? How could I get to the point where people know me and I'm famous? And I like to start all my videos off, of course. If you've been watching my videos, I like to go to the definition of the words which we speak of. So, if you want to be famous, you need to first know the definition. Famous means known about by many people. And synonyms for famous is well known, prominent, famed, popular, renowned, eminent, distinguished, esteemed, celebrated, respected. That's the most important word. Respected. When you're famous, you're celebrated and you're respected. Now, there's a difference between being famous and infamous. There's a lot of people who've been coming up lately off the internet, and people are like, oh yeah, he's famous. But some of them I could say, okay, that person is famous, but then some of these people, they're infamous. And you got to look up the word, what infamous means. Infamous means well known for some bad quality or deed. Notorious, disreputable, fabled. Synonyms are wicked, abominable, outrageous, shocking, shameful, disgraceful, dishonorable, discreditable, contemptible, unworthy, atrocious, appalling, terrible, heinous. The opposite of famous is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And a lot of people, they think, oh, well, because I'm getting my followers up, I'm famous. But being infamous is actually, you don't want to be infamous. Because when you're infamous, people don't want to support you. They know you, but they don't want to support you. And that infamy will follow you for the rest of your life. And if you don't know, infamy is the state of being well known for some bad quality or deed. Now, a lot of people have been getting famous, so-called famous, in the past few years by doing shit on the internet, but I consider it infamous. And I consider it infamous because these people never leave the internet. These people, you never see these people in movies. You never see these people. Some of them make it to television and movies by doing this infamous shit. But it's mostly the tacky movies, those B-list bullshit-ass movies. I ain't trying to diss nobody or nothing and say nobody's name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. These old Instagram comedians who built this following up off of doing bullshit, and now they're on these little Wild 'N Out TV shows and all that dumbass shit. And I don't have, to each his own. If you like that type of shit, that's cool with you, but it's distasteful to me. I don't like these infamous characters, nor am I trying to teach the people who study my videos and read my book how to build these infamous reputations. I despise that shit. I don't want you to build it. When I talk about social media marketing and building a brand and doing anything you have to do to further your brand, I talk about doing things that cause reactions out of people, but I'm not trying to insinuate that I'm trying to tell you to do some shit that's going to make you infamous. When you're infamous, you don't want to be infamous. And let me talk about here's some notes I wrote down. You got to be careful. There's a big difference between being famous and infamous. Infamous means you're known for doing something bad. You're disgusting. It's like you can't put icing on shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you did some bullshit and now you got all these followers and it's like, okay, all these people know me, but these people don't know you for something good. They know you for doing some bullshit. They may hate you. They may not like you. They may just follow you just so that they can hate on you. Or they may just want to, it's like, and the thing is about fame and success, and people, like the viewers, they love to see you fail. They love to see you do shocking shit. They love you to do disgraceful shit. So that they can point at you and say, and compare themselves to you and say, look at this person. Look at what he's doing. Oh, I would never do that. And that's what the internet thrives off of. So you got to be careful when you're trying to do your marketing not to fucking do some shit that's going to make you infamous. Um, Now, I want to talk about what gets you famous. Why are people famous? You're famous for being involved with bodies of works. People aren't. You have to think why is somebody like Drake famous? Why is he famous? Drake is famous because he was on a TV show when he was a child, and then he started writing music, and then he made songs that people loved, and then he created numerous bodies of work. So that's why he's famous. He's not famous for pulling out his phone and talking shit about people, or it's like this microwave fame that people are searching for. And the only the real way to get famous is to create bodies of work, a movie, a TV show, an album, even a radio personality, someone who's on a show that's syndicated and people are listening to it every day. That's how you become famous. You get famous for doing something, for accomplishing something. People are now getting this so-called fame for just doing fuck shit. You know what I mean? They're not creating no real bodies of work. They're just on the internet showing they self, but they don't really got nothing going on. And it's this D-list celebrity. And I mean, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, if you've come from nothing and you were broke last year, and now you got this C-list celebrity or D-list or even F-list or whatever celebrity, then it's like more power to you. But you ain't really never gonna get nowhere with that shit. Like in the long run, 5-10 years later, you're not gonna get nowhere. You're gonna get faded off like those people that was doing whatever the fuck they was doing on MySpace and whatever other social network that was popping 5 or 10 years ago. Like to get real fame, you have to create a body of work, and that's why I always talk about making content. These new internet celebrities, they're known for making these short Instagram videos. It's like their body of work is contained within Instagram, or it's like, unless the fans save their videos and re-uploads it to YouTube, it's not really a body of work. It's like, I mean, yeah, okay, you could say, okay, I made 1,000 Instagram videos and they're all over the internet. But what happens if Instagram gets shut down tomorrow? You know what I mean? It's like people are so dependent on these Instagram. What happens if Instagram gets shut down tomorrow? And now you got these people that they call Instagram famous or YouTube famous. And they call it Instagram famous because you're only famous on Instagram. If you ask the average person out there in the world who isn't into all this internet shit, they don't know who Dan Bilzerian is. Like if I ask the average person, I guarantee if I went out and asked 10 people who Dan Bilzerian is, they wouldn't know who the fuck I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I only know about Dan Bilzerian because I'm on Instagram and I'm on the internet. But people don't really know about these people. People know about you and you become famous from putting out bodies of work. Movies, television, books, TV shows, albums. That's how you get famous. You don't get famous by just doing fuck shit. That fame comes and goes. And then that's why you get these. That's why people are always throwing that 15 minutes of fame thing around, because fame, it can really come and go. You could be famous one year and the next year, no one gives a shit about you. And, it's, you got to create bodies of work. You got all your shit on Instagram. You don't even have your shit backed up. You just have this Instagram account. You got these followers. But what happens if Instagram gets shut down? Or Instagram turns into something, whatever. Or Instagram, they have a data breach. Your work is gone, unless your fans re-upload your shit. The people who are really celebrities, they put out bodies of work. And when you make a body of work, that shit can be put on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It's like the goal is to make a body of work. It's not to be famous. Oh, I just want to be famous. No, the goal is for you to make some work. And when you make work, you eventually get recognized for the work that you make. And that's how you become famous. That's how people celebrate you. Because like if you make something was really good, people will celebrate you for years and years and decades and centuries. Like, people still watching, I'm sure like someone like Samuel L. Jackson, he's probably still getting followers off of his work in Pulp Fiction. Some shit he did 15 years ago. It's like you get famous from putting out work. And it's like people are like, I'm trying to get my followers up. It's like, for what? What are you trying to get your followers up for? You don't have no work. You know, even if you're like a fashion, even if you're doing fashion, you're fat. You get famous from your art being seen, from your fashions being seen. Like right now, if I turn on the radio, Drake's music is being played. If I turn on the television, I'm gonna see someone who's always on. I'm gonna see someone's work or whatever. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I might turn on the channel. I'll see his work. It's like that's how you become famous. You don't get famous from doing this whole bullshit, this whole infamous bullshit, and that's why that whole Instagram shit is kind of looked down on. Like real celebrities, they look down on these little so-called Instagram because it's like that shit is nothing. It's like, okay, I mean, like I said, it's more power to you if you could build a following, you could have people looking at you and all of that. But the real long term celebrity comes from bodies of work, not just I'm just on Instagram, or I'm just putting up a bunch of videos on YouTube, and you know what I'm saying. Like I've been putting up a lot of videos on YouTube, but I'm also working on bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting my second movie on Amazon Prime this week. I got to do some subtitling work. I got artists. I'm shooting music videos. I'm writing my own music. I'm putting my own music out there. I'm writing books. I'm working on my other book. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting out bodies of work. I'm not just sitting around talking about something. Hey, look at me. Follow me. It's like, why? Why? It's like, what have you done to make me want to follow you? You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got to realize you have to put this work in. And every video I make, I talk about making content. And infamous. Let me talk about somebody else. Let me talk about. I don't like talking about people, but let me talk about Cardi B because she's a perfect example. Now there are some cases where people get famous because of their personality, and you could just be like, "Oh, people just like your personality," and they see you on Instagram and your personality, and now opportunities open up because of your personality. Cardi B, she's an example of someone who got famous because of her personality. But you got to think about it. Cardi B was on a TV show first. That's how she got famous. She didn't get famous because she was just on Instagram being funny. She was on TV, and in her case, she's a young woman. She's attractive. She's known for doing ratchet stuff, which is kind of on the infamous level. But there really hasn't been a Cardi B since like Rosie Perez. And if you don't know who Rosie Perez was, she was she was kind of like a Cardi B back in when I was growing up. She was the Spanish lady who had the talking slick and shit, and she would hit you with the little Spanish accent, and she had the swag, and she knew how to dance. Rosie Perez didn't make music, but there hasn't been a Cardi B since Rosie Perez, so that's why her whole persona of this loudmouth, kick your ass, get on Instagram, do funny shit. But like I said, her celebrity started from television. It all started from television. It's like these people are just trying to get famous by just being on the internet. Oh, look at me all the time. Look at me. It's like, I don't think that shit translate in the real world. Like, okay, people know you. They see you. You on my phone. But I don't think that shit translate in the real world. Real fame comes from putting out bodies of work. What else? It's just a goddamn shame. Like some of these people I see what they're doing, it makes me not even want to be associated with the race, with the black race. Some of these people, they get in these phones and it's like, yo, y'all are making a fucking ass out of yourself. Like y'all are trying to, they think they're creating fame, but they're really becoming infamous. And where I'm from the hood. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I've seen enough ratchet shit in my life. Like I don't need to see I don't need to pick up my phone or turn on the computer and see ratchet shit. I've seen enough trifling shit for a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're from the ghetto, you've seen people act ignorant. So now I got to get on my phone and see people acting ignorant and shit. Man, I don't want to see this shit. I look down on this shit and I'm like, yeah, this person got a lot of followers. Yeah, because people like seeing people act the fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? And that's not fame. That's infamous. That's infamy. You know what I'm saying? Certain hood shit needs to stay in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to hate on nobody. I know some of that shit appeals to people who like ran out of memory. I need new computers and shit. But like I was saying, I don't want to sound like a hater, like because I sound bougie and shit. Because it's like Hey, if a person want to act the fucking asshole and make money off of it and capitalize, then that's what they have the power to do that, and that's cool. Like if you want to be a fucking clown, go ahead and be a fucking clown, become infamous. But I guarantee you're not gonna get as far as someone who's just straight up famous. Famous people are respected. It's about being prolific. It's not about being famous. You want to be prolific. And that's the word you need to look up. You want to be prolific. You want to be making a lot of work. And that's how you become famous. You don't become famous by making an ass out of yourself because that shit will follow you. That shit will follow you for the rest of your life. You don't want to be known as the guy who made an ass out of himself on the internet. I mean, if that's what you want, if that's your goal in life, hey, who am I to judge you? But when I'm talking about marketing in my book and in these videos, I'm not talking about becoming infamous. I'm talking about trying to do it's and this is the hard part. You're trying to do anyone could get a big fucking ass of myself. If I fucking get naked right now and put peanut butter on myself and say F Kanye West or something like that, then it may go viral. But then I'll be the peanut butter naked guy who makes videos. You know what I mean? It's like that shit will follow you for the rest of your life. It's like, and if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for that type of infamous, you're trying to be infamous, then go for it. I mean, you could do a whole bunch of asshole shit and become famous. And if that's your goal, it's easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. Real fame comes from putting out bodies of work. And that's it. That's all I have to say. Check out the podcast, How to Make It in the Music Business. Subscribe if you haven't already. Life of Artist Manager. Watch the documentary I put out. I show you 3-4 years of what it takes to make it to get a hit song in the music business. It's no overnight shit. When a lot of people they look at things, oh, he's an overnight success. Oh, he just came out of nah. This shit takes work. And I show some of that in my web series on YouTube, and I talk about it in these videos. So yeah, man, that's how you become famous, and you put out bodies of work. Don't get caught up in your following, and don't even get caught up in everything else that's going on in the world, other people that's established, and don't compare yourself to just put out your fucking bodies of work, and that's how you become known. And you'll find people that are interested in the work. I mean, if you're putting out so much work, it'll be recognized eventually, and that's how you become famous.